On behalf of Abdul Muhammad, formerly known as John Shabazz Islam John, and his family, we thank you for your purchase. This lecture series has been a labor of love. Some audios are over 40 years old, and you may hear some static. We have removed as much of the interference as possible. Should you desire to obtain additional lectures given by Brother Abdul Muhammad, please send all requests to crtreporters@hotmail.com or call 770-906-6193. You are hereby placed on notice that all unauthorized duplication of these lectures are strictly forbidden without prior authorization. Enjoy.
All praises due to Allah. So we want to take you on into our program. Our program has not changed. We are still preaching freedom, justice, and equality. Let me take you on into the program now with a helper and aider to Minister Farrakhan, a man whom Chicago has become to know now. We know he's not new to the struggle. And he's a man that's on the case. He's a man that has witnessed a lot of history that has taken place here in the hills of North America. Let's hear from him now. Let's bring him to the microphone and receive him with a warm round of applause. A helper and aider to Minister Louis Farrakhan, our brother Abdul Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his apostle. Beloved brothers and sisters, I'm thankful to Allah to see you here and to be here with you. And we have in our midst a brother who's working hard for Minister Farrakhan out in Muskegon, Michigan, Brother William, who is the study group leader there, who is over here, you can't say visiting, he's at home base today with some of the members of the FOI that he's raising up there in Muskegon, Michigan. You can stand up, Brother William, because those who don't know you can get to know you. Always good to have a soldier come in off the front lines, do a little R&R and get on back out in the battle. But brothers and sisters, I particularly like the analogy that Brother Rodney Muhammad used of Samson, because there's hardly a clearer picture in all of the Bible of you and me today than the picture of Samson. But what we've got to remember is that Samson didn't actually get a victory. Samson died in frustration. And if we're not careful, we'll do the same thing. Because Samson, remember, he lost two things, but he only gained one back. The reason Samson had to die when he tore down that temple was because he got his strength back, but he never got his vision. And the book tells you plainly, where there is no vision, the people perish. So that's what it's all about today. We have got to have vision, and we're not going to get it out of the sky. It's not going to come to us in a dream after overeating and having indigestion. It's going to have to come from somebody with vision showing us the way. So we are thankful to Allah today to have Minister Farrakhan as a beacon light in our midst, to give us the necessary vision. Now all we have to do is follow it. And we are all throughout the nation today, most of us are we're just happy. We're in our state of exaltation because of what we see, the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, when it's real dark in the tunnel, you don't see no light. In fact, you get kind of leery about the tunnel. I heard a parable years ago about the difference between a domesticated rabbit and a wild rabbit. If you have a rabbit that you raised up and he gets loose, you can take a hollow log and you can stop up one end of it, put it out there and chase him, and he'll run up in the log, then you stop up the other end and you got him. But one of those old jungle bunnies, when he's running, he don't care how many hounds are behind him. When he gets to the log, he looks in. And if he don't see no light at the other end, he keeps right on trucking. So whenever you're into something and you don't see any light, it gets pretty scary. But today, all praise is due to Allah. We have been guided skillfully by Minister Farrakhan through the dark. We're not out of the dark, but guided through the dark till we can at least see the light. Now all we got to do is head to the light. And to kick us off, those who we were able to get in contact with in time all went on a fast, fasting and praying for the victory in what we're embarking upon at this moment. There are most of those who knew about it, but everybody in Chicago knew about it, did a 3-day fast. So actually, there are many people sitting in here today, and some who haven't gotten here yet, who haven't had anything to eat since Thursday evening. And I want you to know that I'm aware of that, so I am not going to keep you here all day, okay? And there are even there's a group on the West Coast that hasn't eaten since Tuesday. And then there are a couple of us who haven't eaten since last Saturday. So we know that most of you want to get out of here. But brothers and sisters, that is absolutely necessary in our development. You know, we're going to, by popular demand, this coming Wednesday, inshallah, we intend to deal with the subject on eating. In fact, we're going to entitle it, show you how original and creative we are, we're going to entitle it, How to Eat to Live. That took a lot of imagination, didn't it? But as all of you know, that is the title of a 2-volume set of books written by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But what we want to do is get right down to the nitty-gritty of it. We are going to, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, it does no good to teach the XYZs until the people have already mastered the ABCs. And one of the problems that we're having now and that we've got to solve in the next 3 or 4 months is we've got to make sure that we are grounded in the basics. And this is why today I have chosen as my subject the ABCs of Islam. And why Wednesday we're going to deal with just the title of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's book. The title. Because whether you know it or not, brothers and sisters, most of us don't even have to open the book to get confused. We're confused at the cover. Can I prove it? Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. If I say to you, have you read How to Eat to Live? Do you study out? Oh, yes, yes. What are results? What do you know from How to Eat to Live? Well, I quit eating pig. Some say I don't eat no meat at all. Some say I eat vegetables. Some say I eat nothing but fruit and vegetables. And some say I don't eat no white flour, only whole wheat flour. I don't eat no white sugar, only brown sugar, and blah, blah. Beautiful. Great. But suppose you went to a driver's education course and said, I want to learn how to drive. And I enroll you in the course. And when I get you in the course, what I teach you is, now that is a Volkswagen. That's a Mercedes. That's a Rolls Royce. That's a Cadillac, and that's a Chevy. When you leave there, what do you know? You know what to drive, but you haven't learned how to drive. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't name his book What to Eat to Live. He named it How to Eat to Live. So we need to deal with that. Little basic things. As Clean Head Vincent used to say, no caviar, just plain old kidney stew. We've got to get to the very basics of what we're about. And let me say this. Those of you who come out Wednesday night, I want you to be aware of the fact that we are not just going to quote from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad on how to eat to live. We're also going to quote Prophet Muhammad 1,400 years ago. Because there are those Muslims who call themselves Orthodox, who call themselves Sunni, who call themselves all kinds of things, who say that Prophet Muhammad never taught people to eat like we eat. Well, I will challenge the scientists of Mecca, if they can make it here by Wednesday night, I will make them admit in public that the followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad eat closer to the teachings of Prophet Muhammad than any Muslim on earth. All right. You can prove it out of Muhammad's own mouth, what he taught. But that's not our subject today. We're going to start with the ABCs. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that history of all our studies is most attractive and best able to reward our research. It's one of the basic teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And look how we approached history. This is what we're talking about, ABCs. Now, we took that one thing that he said, and we wanted to go all back and see how the black man used to rule in Africa and how the black man founded universities in Spain. That's good. But so what? As the atheist said about God, what's he done lately? That's great in a historical context. But the reason you want to learn that is for something else. What good does it do us today? When we were in school, that's the way we learned. Oh, in 1022, such and such a battle, and the battle of this, and the establishment of that, and this kind of declaration was given out, and this manifesto. So what? No, we need to know more than that. This is why all during the 60s, when all of the turmoil was going and black nationalism was becoming the thing and all of that, and everybody said we need black studies and we need that, well, that was good. So we learned black history. We learned about Mali and Songhai and old Ghana and all of these great kingdoms that these great black people established. But what did it do for us? Look at us today. All right. From 1960 going into 1990, what has that progress, what have we built as a result of knowing what they built? You know what the problem is? We learned what they did, but we didn't learn why they did what they did. The greatest lesson of history is not who, what, when, or where, but why. And when you get to the why, then you learn how. You learn why they did what they did, then you learn how they did it, then you can do it for yourself. But when you don't learn the why and you don't learn the how, you never do it. All you do is parrot from generation to generation, teaching your folks about Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, Nat Turner, and the rest of them. That's fine, but it doesn't do anything. We look at the Civil War. We know the dates. We know the Battle of Gettysburg. We know the Battle of Atlanta. Oh, we know all of that. Know all the heroes. We know about Jefferson Davis and Lee and Grant and all them folks. Great. You know, but so what? Yeah, but you see, now that war is important to black people. That's true, but why? Because we don't even know why the war was fought. Do we? Oh, the war was fought to free the slaves. Lies. No white folks ever killed their brothers about no black folks. If you go for that, I mean, I understand the Japanese have invented fried ice cream, so I have to find something else crazy that you'll go for. But if you go for that, if I'd have met you before I came in the nation, I sure would like to have done some money dealing with you. If you think that a group of white folks are going to get across a battle line and shoot each other down in cold blood about us, then just use your reason. You don't have to know the facts. Just use your plain common sense. You walk out the street, you just look at one of them. See if you think he laid down his life for you. I mean, you lay down yours for him all over the earth. But will he lay down his for you? But see, the Civil War started because Lincoln put out the Emancipation Proclamation. That's right. So what was that? Well, that was to free the slaves. Sick. It was to free some slaves. If you read the Emancipation Proclamation, and this is what we got to get in the habit of doing, brothers and sisters. Quit reading about stuff and read it for ourselves. Go down to the library, it's down there in book after book. Read the Emancipation Proclamation word for yourself. Right. Then ask yourself, why didn't it say, this hereby frees all slaves in all states? Why does it say that it frees those states in a state of insurrection against the federal government? Only certain states were the slaves freed by the Emancipation Proclamation. Lincoln was born in Kentucky. He didn't free the slaves in Kentucky. He ran for office from Illinois. He never freed the slaves in Illinois because those states were not in a state of insurrection against the federal government. It was only Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, those states that had actually bucked the federal government. Lincoln is quoted, and you can find this in any library. as saying that he believes that there is a divine plan, that there would always be a people in a superior position and a people in an inferior position. And he, like any white man, would prefer that the superior position would always be assigned to the white man. That's Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator, who said that.